Allison, one of the most important things on a bride's priority list is their budget. Maybe you can give us insight on how, as a cake designer, you can work with a bride's budget, what to expect, what are some of the price points.
So one of the first questions that we ask when people come in is, what budget are you working with? That allows us to sort of say, okay, this is what we can do. So someone who's looking maybe at a price point of about $500, what you might be considering is something perhaps a little bit smaller. You can still go up to 4 tiers, but what we would typically do is start out with maybe a tier that's a little bit smaller on the top. So it still has the impact that you're looking for, but it's just sized down a little bit.
And so what about for the bride who has sort of a mid-range, medium-range budget?
At that point, you're looking at getting to a little bit larger size cake. You can go 4, even 5 tiers with an additional fake tier, which a lot of people opt to do to get that extra size without adding a ton of extra money. Things that bring up the budget would be, again, sugar flowers, things that involve a lot of hand craftsmanship.
Oh, that's great. And so for the bride whose budget is sort of over the top.
Yeah. If you do opt to do something custom, whether it be something more in the sort of $1,500 range or getting up into multiple thousands of dollars, the process involved in that is sort of coming in, meeting with us. Typically, tons and tons of sugar flowers are going to bring it into that sort of multiple above $2,000 range, that kind of thing.
For the bride that sort of doesn't have the extravagant budget that other brides may have, but still wants an extravagant cake, how can we sort of bring it down to get their perfect wedding cake?
You might want to talk about some fake tiers. So you might want to do half of your cake in real cake, part of it in a fake cake inside. These cakes behind you are styrofoam inside.
Unfortunately.
Yes, they're real sugar on the outside. Everything, all the decorating's real, but the inside is styrofoam. So you can see from the outside, it's impossible to tell the difference. Another way is to bring down the size a bit. So have something extravagant, have the sugar flowers, but just do it in a little bit smaller size. You can also opt to do what we call sort of a token cake. So it's not a cake that's going to be served to everybody.
What about the myth about cupcakes and macaroons and opting to serve, a sweet treat in lieu of a wedding cake? Does that really affect the budget?
One thing we found with the cakes, for the midpoint bride, you're going to find cupcakes are sort of comparable to that. If you opt for cupcakes, I would opt for them because you just love cupcakes, because that's what you really want to serve and you think your guests would enjoy.
Those are some great tips, Allison. Thank you so much for sharing them with us today.